Eduardo, we have 10 minutes to start. Eduardo Ibanez from the Conagua.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of Mr. José Luis Luege Tamargo, the Director General of the National Water Commission of Mexico, I would like to share with you some experience that we have had in Mexico. First of all, as many of you know, our country is about 110 million people, and is included 5 urban areas in which the needs for infrastructure is big enough. In this connection, we have, as a public policy, include the infrastructure scheme as one of the essential of this administration. First of all, many of the people who lives in the big cities amount 80%. The rest, 20%, are living in rural areas. So this, as many of the figures that are written on Mexico, need many works. In this connection, we have made, in 3 aspects, big infrastructure works, mainly in the wastewater treatment plants, aqueducts, and dams. So from 10 years to now, we have changed our financial scheme. At the beginning, we have the support of multilateral banks. For instance, the World Bank and the Inter-American Development Bank. But nowadays, we have changed a little bit our financial scheme, and 80% of the total comes from subsidies. These subsidies come from the federal government, state governments, and municipalities. The rest, 20%, comes from other sources, basically from private sector. In this matter, I should say that our participation with the private sector has growth. In addition to what we have included of private sector participation, in Mexico we have an investment yearly of $3 billion basically on infrastructure, water infrastructure works. So the idea is to face the coverage of water supply, drainage, and sanitation. For an example, in Mexico City and its metropolitan area, we live there about 20 million people. We didn't have a full coverage of sanitation. Only 6% of treatment water was collected. So with this new wastewater treatment plant that is being built in the Valley of Mexico, we want to increase the coverage till 60%. So you can imagine that benefits are big enough in the sanitation matter. We have included as a public policy the building of integrated programs. That means that we have changed a little bit what we were doing in the past. In the past, we used to make works to obtain water from the underground. Now we have changed the policy, and the water now comes from surface sources. That because the construction of big dams and also the construction of big aqueducts. Other point that is included in this strategy is the strengthening of water management. Water management includes to use efficiently the water. So now the public policy, another public policy, is addressing this lack of many water utilities in which efficiency is very low. An example is that the total water produced in a city, the percentage that is wasted is about 60%. So the idea is to increase this coverage, make all the water utilities more efficient. So we're trying to make a specific contracts in a long-term contracts. These include a mixing of funds between federal resources and the private sector participation. So this mixing of funds makes that the last beneficiaries, I mean the last users, are who receive this benefit, because it's not included in tariffs. So the idea is only, in this case, to have a cover of the investment up to 60%. The idea then is that tariffs will be included as a subsidy. The subsidy, as you know, in many countries, even in the United States, we know that they are applying subsidies. I mean, in sanitation or even in water supply. In Mexico, we have many poor areas in which the tariffs shouldn't be the same as all other users. So this is a scheme that we promote, in which we can make a cross-subsidy scheme for those who cannot afford a big tariff. So the idea is to continue this public policy, because the benefits from our point of view are big enough. I mean, all what we have heard about the China case is also included in Mexico. We have a good yearly exercise of budgeting. We choose projects in its final design among different projects, and we include to the Ministry of Finance, who can include after a social and economic analysis the priority of these projects. So the idea is to continue with this exercise. Even, as I said, we have changed many schemes that were in the past used, and now we have included also commercial banks, private commercial banks, in this scheme. So we have made these modifications because the need of new infrastructure is big enough. As I said, we have 5 metropolitan areas, but we have a lot of medium and small cities that needs also a big infrastructure. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.